Page 42, Camptown Races. At the top of page 42, they're showing you a new symbol to learn. It's called an accent. It's a little sideways arrow, and they go above or below a note. Doesn't matter if it's above or below. The point is it's attached to a note. You see them, for instance, you see several. Look at the third line down in the left hand. There's one above every half note. They're all accent. Those are accented notes. And for piano, an accent simply means you play it with a little more oomph. I call it oomph. They call it emphasis. Call it what you want. You just give it a little extra oomph. Not a lot, just a little. You see, technically speaking, a piano cannot do an accent the way it's intended. A wind instrument or a string instrument can, and that is that when you play a note, you have a beginning of the notes called the attack. You don't really attack it as in charge, get them. It's attack as in it's starting. Then you have the body of the note that goes as long as the note sounds. And then you have the release where the note ends. Well, with an accented note, the way it's supposed to work is the attack, the beginning of the note is a little louder, and then you come down to the dynamic of where the note is supposed to be. Where it would be if it were not accented, that's where you come. So the louder part is only at the very beginning, because ba, because that's all it is. We can't do that with piano, because once we play the note, the piano takes over. We have no control. We can't bring it down where it goes. So we can't go ba, it just goes ba, and that's it. So with a piano, you just give it a little extra oomph, and that's the closest we can get. It's unfortunate. I'd like to be able to play it the way it was intended to be played. That would be fun. Now, also with accents, there's different kinds of accents. I'm going to stick with this one. Some people, like band and orchestra conductors, will interpret an accent to mean separated. When you have a series of notes that are accented, like in the third line, the left hand, with these half notes, they will just separate them automatically. Right? That's how they interpret it. But that is a personal thing. There's no rule says that's the way it is. Just, I'm letting you know, you may run across some people. There's a lot of differences of opinion between a lot of different people on how music ought to be played. Key word is ought to be played. In the right hand, on the first line, look at the last two measures here. You have the A's, and each of those measures is accented. So if my regular notes, I'm going to start with the last three measures of the first line. The regular notes are this. I'm going to give that, and we'll get into more of that on the next page, but the idea is just give it a little extra. It throws the beat off just a little bit, and it's really neat the way when it's done right. That's all they're showing you here. You've had everything else before. This is in the key of G major. It's got one sharp, so all the F's are going to be sharped automatically unless they have a natural sign, and I don't see any natural signs, so much for that. There's a little tricky part in here. Take a look at, where do I start? Let's go down to the third line. In the right hand, look at the fingering. You're starting out with thumb, and then you want second finger on the B, and then third finger on the D, and then little finger on the G up above. We'll take all those notes at one time. It's a G chord. It's just got the G doubled on the top, because that's a G chord. Right? It's still a G chord. And that's the fingering for it. So they're kind of introducing you to a new fingering to this. We call it an extended chord when you're doing octaves, so like this, and you play the notes and that's a standard fingering, so don't let it throw you too much. And the left hand on the same line, you're starting here with the half notes. You're going through the first two measures. But then they want you to come up with the third measure and do second finger on that's a stretch. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can play the first C with the thumb and then the second C with the second finger. Or play both C's with the thumb. It's up to you how you do it, because you have a quarter rest at the end of the line and you have to be in this position for the next line. So it doesn't matter how you finger it. I could finger those last two measures of the third line in the left hand with here. Just fine, and then during the rest I can move up to position. So you don't have to use the second finger on that first C. It's easier here. So you decide what you'd like to do there. There is a 1-beat pickup at the beginning, so I'm going to go 3 counts. Let's play this together, slowly. All we're doing is checking notes and rhythms here, because this is a fast piece. This is a piece that you'll find recordings of this. You can have fun with it. Ha ha ha. What we're going to do is go slow. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 3, rest. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 3. Repeat. 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.